Hey guys, this is Ash at Audio 46. So for my last few videos, I've been focusing a lot about earphones. So I'm going back to headphones and I brought you guys the white headphone limited edition by Grado. So this is inspired by the landmark Beatles album and I've already been hearing that it has a strong personality, so I'm excited. Let's start. In the box, white headphone by Grado comes with the headphones, 1/4-inch stereo adapter, warranty, and a piece of paper that tells the story of Grado family. The fixed cable measures 6 feet and it features 44mm dynamic driver. So I kind of already like the design of the white headphone by Grado because it sort of matches my outfit today, black and white. And in general, it's pretty simple, but has an interesting look to it. It kind of reminds me of those geometrical art pieces at Guggenheim Museum, And these are light, but I'm gonna say when you put it on, it feels even lighter and you won't feel any strain on your head or weight on your head. And it also features this maple wood crafted white painted cool looking ear cups. And speaking of ear cups though, fit wise, when I first put it on, it did throw me off a bit because the size of the ear cups is pretty large, as you guys can see. So because I'm a huge fan of secure fitting ear cups and headphones, it took me a little bit to get used to the size of these ear cups. But I am gonna say the good thing was, even after a long listening session, I felt no pressure or strain on my ears or head because it offers you such breathing room. And lastly, the headbands are on the wider, thicker part, but it's very easily adjustable. So white's low end has a natural warmth that is not overly exaggerated and at the same time is quite detailed, so it brings out the true feel and nature of the bass pretty accurately. And it is definitely fun and engaging with this tight, precise articulation that sounds especially good with instruments like kick drums and the lows of pianos. Okay, so now that I laid out the good parts, when I first heard it, right away I knew that it wasn't my favorite because it was lacking that extra oomph, like that strong kicky feeling in the chest. So this part really reflected well in, of course, hip hop, but especially with other genres like heavy metal. Like for example, when I listen to songs from Slipknot, or 9 Inch Nails or Metallica, I keep going back and forth between, oh my god, this music is so good, and oh my god, this music is so scary. And that's mostly because of the really strong bass and bass instruments. But with white, I wasn't so scared. So that tells you guys something. And on top of that, this is just on a side note, when I was testing the sound, you know that logo song or logo sound when Netflix comes on? Like so far it never failed to scare me, but this time I actually wasn't scared. So guys, I think I finally found nicely chopped home-baked potatoes instead of mashed potatoes. Yeah, the Grado's White's mid-range had such good clarity and separation. Even my buddy Derek's from Sum 41, his voice was clearly audible over so many instruments. And in general, the vocals were laid out on top of instruments so nicely to the point that you can almost pick apart each detail in greater sense. And this clarity and separation sounded good in most common genres like pop, hip hop, blues, rock, EDM, you name it, like all types of genres. But I recommend you songs from Imogen Heap because she's known for putting a lot of notes in layers and instrumental notes in very intricate, precise arrangement, but I had a great whole new experience listening to her songs with these headphones because all the instruments sounded so clear and tight and accurate. Okay, so I did hear that Grado's products have usually a very bright high end, so I was honestly prepared for the worst, but honestly, it wasn't too bad, personally. I mean, to be more elaborate, it did sound bright and a bit too harsh on the uppermost limit of the frequency range. And with certain vocals with certain genres like EDM, pop, and especially with Latin music. Chambel's voice this time sounded a bit too harsh, almost to the point that she kind of sounded robotic. But with that being said, I felt like the high end sounded really nice with instruments in classical music because it was crisp and clear. And also the vocals in opera and choral music sounded really elaborate, clear, and not too bright. So yeah. So I think I can say my favorite part about the white headphone by Grado was soundstage actually. I mean, there's plenty of depth and space, but on top of that, it had real definition. Like every vocal and instrument had a finite point of origin, but it didn't really overlap at all. So I would say I would recommend listening to songs from like Jessie Ware or Hertz for testing out the soundstage. Okay, my final thoughts. I would say the white headphone by Grado definitely brings you back this retro feel with the design and its unique sound signature. But in general, if you are bass heads like I am, then I wouldn't go for this. But if you are looking for a really good full mid-range and soundstage, then I definitely recommend it. Alright guys, that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my review and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.